Good day, scholars, and in this lesson, I'm going to be teaching us on how to calculate this JAMB chemistry question. So I want you guys to stay till the end. Now, this question is under Boyle's law, and I'm going to show you guys how I knew that it was under Boyle's law. But in one of my previous video, I taught on how to derive the Boyle's law and also gave the Boyle's law equation. If you have not watched that video, I want you guys to go and watch that my previous video. So let's go straight to the question. Now, this question, okay, let me read out the question first. The question says 375 cm cube of a gas has a pressure of 770 mmHg. Now the question says find its volume if the pressure is reduced to 750 mmHg. Now, if you look at this question very well, it's the question talking about pressure and volume. And now, which law relates to pressure and volume? It's the Boyle's law. The Boyle's law relates to what? Pressure and volume. So, in the jam hall, if you're in the jam hall, and if you see a question like this, the question will not state that this Boyle's law or this Charles law or this general gas equation. It won't state like that. You are supposed to know that this is Boyle's law, so you can use Boyle's equation, or this is Charles law, so you can use Charles equation, or this is the general gas equation. Now, how are you going to know if it's any of these laws? It is the parameter that you are giving in the question. Now, this question is talking about pressure and volume. Are you seeing it now? Pressure and volume. Now, the law that relates to what? Pressure and volume is what? Is the Boyle's law. So this is what I was able to know that now this question is under Boyle's law. Now, having explained all this now what is the Boyle's equation? The Boyle's equation is solution. Now, Boyle's equation is P1 V1 equal to P2 V2. Now, this is the Boyle's equation. I derived all this in my previous video. If you have not watched that video before, I would like you guys to go and watch that my previous video. Now, P1 is initial pressure. V1 is initial volume. P2 is final pressure, while V2 is the final volume. So now this is the Boyle's law equation. P1 V1 equal to P2 V2. Now P1 in the equation is initial pressure, V1 in the equation is what? Initial volume, P2 in the equation is what? Final pressure, while V2 in the equation is what? Final volume. Now, having brought out all this, now let's go straight to the question. The question says 375 cm cube of a gas has a pressure of what? 770 mmHg. Now the question says find its volume if the pressure is reduced to 750 mmHg. Now the unit of volume is cm cube, while the unit of pressure is what? mmHg in this question. Now 375 cm cube happens to be what? The volume. Now, and in the equation we have what? V1 and V2, where V1 is what? The initial volume, and V2 is the final volume. Now, initial volume happens to be what? The first volume given in the question. So I want you guys to take note of that. And now 375 cm cube happens to be what? The first volume. So V1 is equals to 375 cm cube. Now, of a gas has a pressure of what? 770 mmHg. Now, this 770 mmHg happens to be what? The first pressure, and it's also known as what? The initial pressure. Now, it happens to be what? The P1. So, P1 is equals to 770 mmHg. Now the question is find its volume. Find its volume. Now if V1 was given to us and they are telling us to find its volume, what is the question trying to say? The question is trying to say that we should find what? The V2, which is the final volume. So V2 is equals to, don't know, that's what I'm looking for. If the pressure is reduced to what? 750 mmHg, which means that this is our what? P2 is able to be what? Our final pressure. So P2 is equals to 750 mmHg. Now let's go through the calculation. So because P1 V1 is equal to P2 V2. Now P1 is what? 770 times V1, which was 375, is equal to P2, which is 750 times V2. We're looking at V2, so we don't know it, it's unknown. So we just put it. Now 770 times 375. If you times these two together, you're going to get 288 750 is equals to what? 750 times V2. We're going to get 750 V2. Now, we are asked to look for V2, not 750 V2. Now, to make this V2 the subject of the formula, we are going to divide both sides by the coefficient of this V2, which is this 750. So to be divide both sides by 750, 750. So 750 down, cancel 750 up. So therefore, our V2 is equals to what? 288,750 over 750. So therefore, V2 is equals to 385 cm cube. So this happens to be what? Our V2. This happens to be what? Our V2 in this JAMB question. So thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for watching my video. Please, if you have not followed my page, I want you guys to follow my page, like my videos, and also share it to your friends. Thank you.